Today will be kind of the last session of our first module of the Gita course. So thank you for being with us over the last 2 months or a little more than 2 months now. Okay, so let's offer our prayers to their lordships and to our acharyas so that we can speak something which will purify our heart or which will, once we hear them, uh, it will take us closer to the Lord. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Let's pray together. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Let's do it together. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Desatarini Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So yes, thank you for joining once again. Yes, we are continuing our thematic discussion from the Bhagavad Gita with the teachings, instructions, and narration by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And today, yes, is one of our final session for the first module of the Gita course. And today also we are celebrating Govardhan Puja and Swaducha. I believe all of you also have participated in by bringing some offerings for the pleasure of Giriraj Govardhan. And yes, it is mentioned, Janma karma chame devyam evam yo veti tattvatah त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति sarjuna. So Lord Krishna is saying to Arjuna that, oh Arjuna, whoever understand me, understand my appearance, my activities, as per the absolute truth, then he will come back to me. There is no doubt about it. Yes, it is very difficult to understand the Lord. Even Lord Brahma is saying, Janantu eva janantu kim bahuktva name Prabhu manasa vapusa vacha vayontim kim gocharam. The Brahma is saying with his four heads, uh, who is the creator of the universe, the secondary creator of the universe. He is saying that, oh, some people might say that, oh, I know Krishna. Oh, I know who he is. But as far as I am concerned, I don't know Krishna. Manasa Bapusa Vacho. Right? Through my mind, through my words, I cannot explain enough. I cannot understand enough the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna. It is mentioned even the Ananta says with his thousands of mouths, since time immemorial, glorifying the activities of the Lord, but still not able to complete all his pastimes and activities even one day, even for one moment. This is the glory of Lord Krishna. Yes, we have been discussing so many teachings of Lord Krishna. I think last weekend, we're fortunate to hear from one of our senior devotee, Yugal Kishore Prabhu, about Damodar Leela. Prior to that, we had Kirtan Mela, wonderful festival of Kirtan, and Deepocha we are continuing. And prior to that, we discussed about who is pulling my strings, the modes of nature. Any thoughts comes to your mind? What do you remember from all these sessions? Any thoughts comes to your mind? Because we say that ISKCON is not all about ISKCON se USKAN. Right? It has to go within. We should always reflect back. And this is our learning process called Simha Avalokana. So as we go further, we also revise, we look back what we have learned, what we have applied in our life. Yes, once we come in a satsang, in the association of devotees, that itself, it's a great sukruti, it's a great bhakti unmukha sukruti. At the same time, the association means we are allowing ourselves to change with the instructions of the Lord and His devotees. So, unless we change ourselves, unless we apply those principles in our life, we don't get the complete benefit of the association of devotees, of the sadhu sangha. So, yes, any thoughts anybody would like to share from the last session or before that? Anybody can have the mic somewhere? Yes, anybody would like to say something? Yes.
Yes, each session was unique and knowledgeable. For example, last session I learned, how we are going to get salvation through such the way we need the salvation with the two sons of
Nalakubera and Manigiri, the two sons of Kubera.
then prior to that, we learn how we can dance with the Lord during the Kirtan. And prior to that, how we can get rid of our karma with the name of the Lord. So each session was a unique in itself and a lot of learning. Really grateful to you and for this.
Yes, yes. Our Lord is dancing Lord, right? So he dances beautifully on top of Kaliya, and he make everybody also dance, right? And today we are celebrating food festival, right? Especially somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Mahihanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed 24 I would say around 18 years out of 24 years post Sannyas Leela, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. And Prabhupada asked why he chose to stay in Puri for so long time. And Prabhupada answered that yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always absorbed in singing and dancing. And then apart from singing and dancing, what do you need? We need prasada. And in Puri there is no dearth of prasada. So you know that, once you go to Anand Bazaar, right, full of prasada, so delicious prasada, so sumptuous prasada, right? Or like today we are celebrating Govardhan Puja with so much of offerings, with so much of pakwans for the pleasure of the Lordships. So yes, so we have so many varieties of ways that we can engage our senses for the pleasure of the Lord. Either through singing, dancing, understanding the philosophy, even testing prasad. That's why we call prasad as Prabhu ke saksa darshan. Right? So in various ways, we can connect with the Lord. So this is not just an head exercise where we just intellectually understand, but also it is a heart exercise through which we can really connect to the Lord, connect to the Supreme Lord. Okay. Any other thoughts from anyone? Any other thoughts? Anyone? Anybody remembers? Any points? Any Matajis? Okay. 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 Yes. I would request all of you that please take note of it because whatever we are learning, we are expecting our kids, once they go to school, to remember, to pass the exam, and to go to the next level. Similarly, this is also a spiritual learning. This is also spiritual education. We should also take it with utmost sincerity, with utmost seriousness. Because Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita, whoever understands my appearance and activities, my instructions, they will come back to me. They will come out of this cycle of birth and death. Hmm. Yes. Now we have been working so hard to get uh, a mill or a house or some conveyance, right? But then we are still living in this material world. We are still going through this janma, mrityu, chara, vyati, all these problems in the life. We cannot get out of this even after working so hard. But then once you come in the association of devotees, once you understand the Bhagavad Gita, right? Not only we are free from all the miseries, but we are connected to the supreme attractive, supreme Lord, who is Krishna. Okay. So today we'll discuss some of the beautiful topics. So, what attracts the people? Usually, what attracts people? People think that, yes, we said that. Money, yes. People love. Money is the honey. Good name and fame. Yes, very good. Nature, yes, the beauty of the nature. Yes. Kindness, yes. Some personality, very good, very good. What else? Yes, somebody is knowledgeable, somebody is beautiful. That really attracts us, isn't it? What else? The beauty, the beauty, the beauty. Like we look forward to somebody who is beautiful, who is so handsome, isn't it? What else? What else attracts us the most? Learning, yes. Somebody is really well qualified, who is a pandita, who is knowledgeable. That really also attracts our heart. Very good. Devotees, yes. Let's see, right? Once you talk about money, right? Yes, we have one of the wealthiest in our country, or like we hear of at one point of time, who was that like Mr. Malia or Mr. Ambani, or in the Bengal who's a Subrata Roy, right? Who are billionaires, but just over a period of time, they were just gone. They were, declared bankruptcy. Or you talk about strength, right? At one point of time, how many of you heard of Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali, right? Like, he was saying that, yes, I am the greatest Muhammad Ali, and I sting like a bee. Right? He was one of the strongest wrestler the world have seen. But just over a period of time, I think it was one of the Olympics. I don't remember. It was '96 or so. He was asked to torch the slide in this Olympics, and he was not able to do on his own. His hand was shaking. And that point of time, he declared, "Yes, I am the greatest. I am the greatest fool. That I think that I am the greatest. Only God is the greatest." Right? Yes. Or you talk about fame, name, right? Yes. We hear of Napoleon Bonaparte or Alexander. Then so many famous people that this world has seen. But where are they right now? We all know that what happened to Napoleon. During his last moments, the way he was tortured, we cannot even imagine. What is the use of that fame? Which really doesn't last long, or the beauty of this world that we talk about the either Hollywood or Bollywood or what is this Tollywood, or what is this Karnataka Bengaluru is called Sandalwood, Sandalwood or whatever it is, right? Like you hear that, right? Like one of these actors now he has been forced to stay in jail because of his obnoxious activities, right? Or you talk about Bollywood also, so many Bollywood the celebrities who have so much of name and fame, they commit suicide. Why? Everybody is really looking for either to take a selfie or take a portrait and that, oh, I love him or her because she's so beautiful or he's so handsome. But they are so disgusted, they commit suicide. Right? Or even Hollywood as well. You hear of this Marilyn Monroe or that Robin Williams, who was a famous humorist, right? Was doing so much humor. There's so many people. Why? They have attained everything. Millions of followers. And everybody look forward to be with them. But then why they are so much disgusted? Right? Yeah. Or you talk about knowledge, learned. Right? Yes. Who can really think of Sakuntala Devi? No, can anybody understand the geniusness of her? Right? Like, I think one time she was given two 13-digit numbers, and I think in 28 seconds or so, she gave the answer, including the, I think 28-digit answer, 26-digit answer. She was so brilliant. She was considered a human calculator. Right? Yes, this is the kind of, the celebrities that we have seen. Or who can talk about the renunciation, how the whole world was really recognizing him, right? Uh, like he was known for his renunciation, the kind of revolution uh, that he had really brought. But is there anyone who possesses, all these opulences, and that too also in full? Because somebody might have some fame, but then it's only for a short time. Somebody might have some wealth, but that's also limited quantity or limited time. But is there anyone who possesses all this opulence and also in full? Yes, yes. He is the Supreme Lord, Krishna, who really is having all the opulences and in full. Right? We talk about the wealth. He's called Lakshmi Pati. We talk about strength. Yes, he can lift Giriraj Govardhan in his left hand and only with a little finger. We cannot even lift this table with two hands. Right? He wanted to show his power. Right? He wanted to humiliate. Right? Like the Indra at that point of time. And he just lifted. How strong. Right? If somebody says that I am God, then you should ask him, can you really lift a this forget about mountain, just a stone, right? That too in left hand with the left finger, a little finger. Or fame, who can think of Lord's fame? Since the time immemorial, everybody is really glorifying, chanting, remembering the Lord's name, either in Vedas or in Puranas, and now, and also not in any part of India, but all over the world. Everybody recognizes, yes, there is a Supreme Father. Or his beauty, what kind of a beauty he's having. Seeing his beauty, it is mentioned that sometimes the Yamuna would stop, sometimes the wind would stop, and all the deers, they would be forgetting everything. The calves, they would stop uh, drinking the milk from their mother cow. This is the beauty of Lord Krishna, and who is knowledgeable, like the instruction that Lord has given in Bhagavad Gita, that is there for eternity. This is a universal, the practical principle. There is no change management like in some documents in our corporate. We have 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, so many versions of a document, but we don't see Bhagavad Gita having many versions. This is the kind of an infallible nature of his instructions. Nobody can say that, oh, this instruction given by Lord Krishna, which is not true now, because it was given 5,000 years back. These instructions hold good for eternity. And who can talk about his renunciation? Right? Right? He's Lakshmi Pati. Lakshmi Pati is a husband of the goddess of fortune. At the same time, like you might have heard last time, that he was stealing butter. Can anybody think that? Like a billionaire, stealing some butter? Or let's say Mukesh Ambani has gone somewhere to give some talk, and then he will be introduced as, oh, this is Mukesh Ambani, and in his childhood he was stealing butter. Right? But Krishna is glorified as a Makhan Chor. Braje prasidham navanita choram gopangananam chadukula choram aneka janmarjita papa choram choragraganyam purusam namami. He said choragraganyam is the best of the thieves. Right? He's the best of the thieves. He has really stolen the Samala Kanti Choram, the Kanti of the Meghas, the clouds. He has stolen, and he has now taken it. He has stolen the love of all the gopis. And most importantly, he has stolen all the papas, all the sinful reactions from all the living entities. Aneka janmarjita papa choram, choragraganyam purusam. He's that kind of thief. Right? And he's called Atma Rama. Right? He's always satisfied within himself. He's fully satisfied. But at the same time, the Lord, he is really asking for mother's milk. Milk. You heard it last time, how in Damodar pastime. He's really looking for mother's love. Though he's fully satisfied. Though he's called Apta Kama. Apta Kama means he's satisfied with very little. That's why Lord says also Bhagavad Gita, Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. Whoever just gives me little leaf, flower, fruit, I am very satisfied if somebody offers me in devotion. At the same time, Mother Yasoda, she was giving everything. But still, Krishna was not satisfied. He was going all around it. You see how renunciant he was. And he's really showing that. And his renunciation, I think in the second session only we discussed about. Right? How, though he is the CEO, but driving, he's acting as a chauffeur, right? For his servant, or for his friend Arjuna. Can anybody think of that? This is supreme renunciation. Or in his childhood, he would be carrying the sandal or the shoes of Nanda Maharaj, Yasoda Mai. Forget about that. All the gopis would tell that, oh Krishna, you are so nutcut. Now you dance as we like to sing. So he was dancing as per the tune of all the gopis. Can anybody do that? Right? Yes. This is his greatness. Not only he's having all the opulences, but also he is completely renunciating. He's not attached to any of them. He is really attached to the love of his devotees. That's why it's called Bhakta Vatsala. Right? Yes. That's why he is called this, Bhagavan. Because he has all these six opulences in full. Aisharyasya samagrasya viryash yashasya jnanam vairagya cheva sannam bhoga itingana. Because he's having the sannam bhoga, the six opulences. Right? We say Dayavan. Who is Dayavan? Who possesses the merciful qualities, called Dayavan. Right? And Bhagavan means who is having all these opulences, this bhoga in full. And that is Bhagavan. Right? And what is this bhogas? What is opulences? Right? He's discussed, he has so much of strength, he has so much of fame, right? So wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. Aishwaryasa, and all that in samagra, in full, not just a little quantity. That is Bhagavan. Hmm. Yes. And whatever we see all around, Lord is saying after showing the universal form, when Arjuna got bewildered, oh Krishna, who are you? We are not able to understand your potency. Right? And then Krishna said at that point of time to Arjuna, Yadyad vibhutimat sattvam srimad urjitam eva va tattad eva vagacchatam mama teja amsa sambhava. Oh Arjuna, whatever you see in this world, whatever the most beautiful thing or the most powerful one, that everyone or everything is just a part and parcel of my splendor. And so everything comes from him. Just like we have, the electric power stations are there, and from there, we get the electricity. Uh, like it comes to a transformer, and then comes to a house, and all the small bulbs get enlightened. Right? Similarly, all of us, whatever, whoever has anything, that all comes from the Supreme Lord. That's why he's saying, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mata Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of everything. I am the source of everyone. Yes, that's why a devotee, whoever, he sees something good, something great, he thinks that, oh, I should not envy of him because he is possessing some qualities of the Lord. So that's why a devotee does not become envious of anyone. If you are envious of someone, it means you are envious of Krishna. Because he is so he is representing some aspect of the Lord. That yes. And now the next question somebody might ask, that if the Supreme Lord is the ultimate, the supreme authority, so is he a person or he is just an energy? What do you say? Somebody says, oh, he's just energy, oh, he's so light, yeah? Or he's just a person. What do you say? Who is the Lord?
He says energy personal mind as a person who better knowledge.
Okay, very good. Very good. Any other thoughts? Because somebody people said, oh, no, no. For me, Krishna means, or the Lord means, or the Supreme God means just a light. Or somebody says, Krishna means he is just the only form. Or somebody says that, oh, he's nothing. It's just a void. Or somebody says that, oh, everybody is God. What do you say? Because, to understand God, we need to understand who is God. All right? Because we don't know who is God, and if somebody says, I am God, then we also follow him. But then Srila Prabhupada says that, if somebody says that I am God, you should know that he's a dog. Because Lord says that nobody can become God. God, like like we talked about the six opulences in full. That is the Supreme Lord. Right? Nobody can become God in this world. Because we want some shortcut in the life, people come and they really cheat us. Because we want to be cheated, because we want some shortcut in the life. Right? But then, right, we can understand, right? Yes, we can be godly. We can have divine qualities in us so that we can become dear to the Lord. But then, who is God, right? Yes, as some of you mentioned that the Supreme God has a different features. This is a very beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Because whatever we should say, whatever we should speak, whatever we should discuss, it should be based on the scriptures. It's not based on what I think or what I like or what I feel. We should ask if somebody says something where it is written in the scriptures. It should be based on Shastra. It should be based on the scriptures. That's what we discussed in the knowledge session. It should be based on Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. All these three things they should be in harmony. This should be our tripod. It's not that okay, we just believe somebody, but he's not aligned to Shastra or all the sadhus, whatever they say. All three have to be aligned. Right? In this verse, it is said that Badanti tat tattva vedas tattvas yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavana iti sabdyate. The Supreme Lord is realized in three stages. Who are they? First stage is called Brahman, Param Brahman, right? Brahman, Param Brahma, and Bhagavan. Now, how do you understand it? We can really explain it with a simple analogy, right? Sometimes, yes, the sun, like the sunlight comes to the room. We say, oh, sun has come to our room, right? It's not sun has come to our room. If sun would have come, would have really burnt, but sun ray has come, right? Or we can see that, like we say, the reflection of sun in water, right? Then we say, oh, the sun has come, but there's a reflection of the sun in the water. Or once you see the sun, right? But then there is another aspect. There is a sun god. There is a person. It's called Vivaswan, right? He is the sun god. Or we can give another example, right? Like sometimes we go on the road and we see a big mountain from the very far. And once you see the mountain from very far, it just looks like a very green, some heap of a mountain. Right? But then as we go closer, we see that there are so many trees are there in that greenish structure. But as you go inside that mountain, we saw that there are not only trees are there, but there are so many living entities are there. So as we get closer, we see the variegatedness, the completeness of that one. Or one more example. Let's say once upon a time, right, during this British days, they started railway line. Once they started railway line, the first train was coming to the village, and then it was in the night. They saw that some light was coming from the train, and some people started shouting, oh, this what they call a train is really a huge light. And they really went back and they told everybody, yes, train means it's a huge light. Another person, and they waited for a little bit more, and they saw that, oh, train means there's a lot of bogies and it's a kind of a machine which really moves, right? And then they said, oh, yes, this train means it is a moving object. It's a really long one which really carries something, right? And they thought, okay, that is a train. And another set of people who are really waiting, they realized that it's not only the light but also moving, machine, but also it is really carrying people, and people really got down from that, right? You can understand, right, the different aspects of it. Or we can give one more example. Let's say we have gulab jamun coming. So if somebody says, oh, there is a gulab jamun, right, it coming, and you see it, you see that, oh, this is very beautiful, looks beautiful, but it comes closer and is on your plate, then you see the fragrance also. Not only you see, but also with the nose also we can understand the fragrance. But when you get the complete realization of the gulab jamu, when you eat it, right? So yes, not only we see it, fragrance it, but we taste it as well. That is a complete realization. Uh, Am I making sense? Right? So yes, no. So if you just understand one aspect of it, then it is an incomplete realization. And then Bhagavad Gita also is saying, Brahmano hi pratisthanam. The whatever people call as a Brahman or the effulgence or the light, it really comes from the Lord. It really comes from the Lord. So we cannot just say that God is only light. God is coming from the light. The effulgence is coming from Krishna. Are we clear on this important aspect? Because this is very important, because most of the people, they really don't understand the complete reality. This is what we call tattvataha, the absolute truth of understanding the Lord as it is. Yes, and it's called Brahman and Paramatma, who is there in everybody's heart, and the Supreme Bhagavan Krishna, which is Swayam Swarupa. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. The Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Huh? And he is Sachidananda Vigraha. He has a form. We cannot say that he has no form. He has a form. He is a Sachidananda Swarupa. And it's not like our form. His body is full of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. And that, yes, at this point of time, we might not be able to realize it. Just like sometimes this baby in the womb of the mother, don't understand what is there outside the womb. You know, the baby might be thinking, oh, everywhere it is darkness only. No, but once the baby comes out of the mother's womb, then you'll realize that, oh, there's a beautiful world. Because at this point of time, we are covered with our ignorance. We are not able to perceive the form of the Lord. But the acharyas who have realized the Supreme Lord, they have described in the scriptures how beautiful is the Lord. Any thoughts? Any questions?
Why Lord has made it so difficult to pursue?
Yes, that's a very good question. Why Lord has made it so difficult? So based on the people, right? For the complex people, Lord has made it complex. For the simple people, Lord has made it simple. Right? Like as we are telling, um, just last 10 days we are traveling, and we are having tens and thousands of devotees, assembling together, singing, dancing, and feasting. That's what we are doing for the last 10 days, right? In Mayapur, in a place called Bengal, and then we are in Puri for last 2 days. Uh, and what, uh, like, along with us, um, like, of course, there in Mayapur, we had, more than 12, 15,000 devotees were there. And it's such a wonderful time there. And then we also decided to come to Puri with some of my friends. And one of them was from Austria and Germany, that place. And somehow he got in touch with some devotees, got the Bhagavad Gita. And then, right, they started taking interest in yoga. And then somehow he visited, got in touch with the devotees, and was coming first time to India, coming first time to like this Mayapur. And then once he told that we are going to Puri, he said, "Yes, let me also go." And then I said that, yeah, the most important temple in Puri, that's Jagannath Mandir. So for whatever reason, not everybody is allowed. I said, never mind. I have heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying there. I would like to go there. And then he came, and we went inside the temple, and then we also took him to some of the places there, like the places. The one place is called Siddha Bakula. Uh, it's also called. It's just near Radhakanta Matha. This is a place where there was a Muslim follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's called Haridas Thakur, who really propagated this Nama Sankirtan. Now he was staying there, and he was also not allowed inside the temple. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he himself was going and giving his association to him. And every day he would be chanting 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like we are thinking that, okay, I will chant one round, two round, or 16 rounds. It's coming from Muslim background. Right? One time, the king at that point of Nawab Hussain Shah, he said, "Oh, Fakir, right? You are of our caste. Why you are chanting these Hindu names?" And following that, it creates a lot of disturbance in our society. Please stop it. And this Haridas Thakur said, Khanda Khanda Yadi Deha. If you cut my every piece, the, every piece of my body, still every piece will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. This is the faith that he had. That's why appropriately Mahaprabhu called him Namacharya, though he was coming not from a Sanatana background. And he was staying in that Siddha Bakula, right? And he was always chanting the Lord's names. And once we went to that place and we told him that this is where, you know, he was chanting. He was so absorbed. Though he was coming for a day, he said, Prabhuji, I want to stay here for 4 weeks. Can I stay? Right? How? How come? Like somebody has so much of faith, right? But others, we might be staying locally, maybe in the same dham. We don't have any appreciation for the Lord or His holy name. Right? Yes, it depends on our faith. Right? Because somebody like some people who are so close, but they kind of turn their face away from the Lord. And some people they need to be staying in the west, but they are looking towards the Lord. Right? It's really up to us. How do we really see the Lord? Just like a child also. Sometimes the child, the parents are loving so much, right? But then child kind of because of misusing the free will, he doesn't approach the Lord appropriately. So yes, based on the different conditioning that we have, we like to go in a certain direction, right? That's the reason the other session also we're discussing. There is some pocket dictionary, there is some medium dictionary, and there is some thesaurus, right? So based on our, maturity, right, we are given a certain book to follow, right? We should be fortunate enough, right? If we come across, right? If we talk about any other scriptures in the world, right? No scriptures talks about that. Yes, this is what talks about in detail and in full, right? Jesus also said to all the shepherds, right? That whatever I am giving you is just a little bit. That word exactly is the whole knowledge. Or even the same, Muhammad Prophet also he talked about whatever I am giving, I'm just giving you a very little bit. And based on that audience, he gave that knowledge. Right? But when Krishna talks about Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavata, he says again and again, Samagram Mam Yatha Tata Srunu. Oh Arjuna, I'm giving you this knowledge completely in full. Right? Yes, based on the audience, based on our digestive capacity, we are given certain food, either ferex or maybe pizza, right? Or maybe some masala dosa. Right? It's not right. Like mother wants to complicate it, but based on our digestive capacity, mother gives the appropriate food to us. That over a period of time, we can really grow up and not only right develop that appetite, so that we can eat on our own also based on how I can digest. Makes sense? So yes, it's a beautiful prayer. So now somebody might ask that, oh, if Krishna is one God, then who are the devatas? Who are devatas we hear of? Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Mother Saraswati, and so on. Just to answer this, in Bhagavad Gita, once again, Lord says that. Please repeat after me. Bhaktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram sarudam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santi mrichyate. Lord is saying that Oh Arjuna, the people, uh, whoever understands this, they will really attain true peace. This is the true peace formula that Lord has given. What is the peace formula? Bhaktaram yajna tapasam. Whoever understands that I am the only enjoyer, I am the only beneficiary of all sacrifices. Sarva loka maheswaram. Iswara means controller. Right? We have also some Iswara in our offices, right? Or at our home. But he's called Maheswara. He's the controller of all the controllers. Right? Because somebody at home, right? We might be thinking I am the Iswara. But a spouse might be thinking, I am also Iswara. Right? But then who is the Maheshwara? Sarva Loka Maheshwara, who is the controller of all the controllers. Right? And Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam, and he is the well-wishing friend of everybody. Sarva Bhutanam. Right? Because most of the people, they always think of themselves, keeping them in the center. But then, and the Supreme Lord Krishna is Suhrudam Sarvabhutana, who is a well-wishing friend of all living entities. If somebody understands this, then can be peace at family, at society, over the world also. Why there is so much of discord everywhere? Because everybody thinks that I am the center, I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor. Just like there is a lake, right? If you put multiple stones at multiple places, it creates multiple circles and it clash each other. But then if you put the multiple stones at one place only, it creates concentric circles. It looks so beautiful, isn't it? Right? Similarly, right? When we think that, oh, Krishna is the only enjoyer, proprietor, he is the well-wishing friend of everybody, then everybody can be happy because everybody will come forward to please Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada says we have created this Krishna conscious society, right, so that everybody can really recognize there is a Supreme Father. Then we will have a possibility of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Then we will be able to recognize that this whole world is a family. People talk about, yes, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, but they don't recognize the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Father. If you don't recognize the Supreme Father, can there be a peace? No. So that's why there are so much of conflict happening all over the world. Because we think that we are just in the way, we want to expand more and more. But then how do you understand all the structure of this universe? Right? We talk about, yes, just like an administration of a company, we have the CEO and then head of legal, finance, marketing, sales, operations. Right? Similarly, Lord also has created multiple departments, right, to take care of different things. Right? Okay, somebody takes care of the water, somebody takes care of fire, somebody takes care of the air, and somebody takes care of the wealth, somebody takes care of the army, the defense. He has a different departments, right? Yes. And then next question comes: is that, like in the we discussed already? Is that somebody can really become God? Huh? Why not? That's what they say, right? You do this or do that, and you can become so God. Why? What do you say about this one? ईश्वर सर्वशक्तिमान है. Yes. Yes, very good. Yes, bro. Yes, this is a very beautiful verse. Everybody should remember this verse. If somebody says that I can become God, this is from the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 7th verse. Please chant. Mama evam sajiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. As our Rajendra Prabhu said, each soul is eternal, sanatana. Right? All the living entities are sanatana. They remain as a unit for eternity. It's not that they become merged with the God or they become God. Right? Always they become amsa. Mama, jiva, amsa, jiva loke. All the living entities are part and parcel of the Lord. They are not the Lord. Is it clear? In many places, Lord talks about this. In second chapter of Bhagavad Gita also he says again and again, right? This is a very important concept that we need to really understand, that hmm, that the individual soul is really eternal servant of the Lord. Jibera Sarupa hai Krishna Nitya Das. The all the living entities are eternal servant, eternal part and parcel of the Lord. Hmm? At no point of time, right? um, like like a living entity can become God, but yes, we can attain the qualities of God. And then how do you really attain God, right? There are four different motivations people approach God. What are they? At first level is really fear. Oh, if you don't worship the Lord, if you don't connect to the Lord, then you will curse us. Or in the Abrahamic religion, they say you will go to hell if you don't worship this and that, or if you don't take shelter of this, right? Or if you don't follow this puja, right? Lord will curse us and He will take away all our wealth. All right? That's the first level. The second level, that okay, we put one coconut and then we'll get 1 lakh or 1 crore. We'll have a business deal with the Lord. Or we'll kind of, do one day some tapa, and then we'll get so much of maybe distinction in our exam or whatever. We have some desire in the mind. Right? Or it could be that okay, Lord is doing so many things for us. Let me also do something for the Lord. It's our duty as a part and parcel of the Lord, as a servant of the Lord. Let's do our part. Hmm? But the most important and the highest aspect of approaching the Lord is love. Right? This is the highest aspect. Like once again, the child, how the child approaches the parents. If the child thinks that, oh, if I don't study, the mummy will be angry with me. That's the one step. The second step that, oh, if I study now, mummy will give a nice candy to me, nice chocolate, or she will prepare nice burfi for me. The third one is that, oh, my parents are there working so hard, they are putting so much effort. Can I not, for their pleasure, I'll do something? I just as an obligation, as a duty, as a responsibility, I do something. But then the child who thinks that, no, I love my parents so much, I want to express my love uh, through this. And also, I love studying this because this is so much to learn from this subject. I love this subject. Who do you think would really be the successful in this category? Who do you think who really studies with fear or with some desire? Or with some duty or with love, right? Similarly, once you approach the Lord, once you come to the Lord, that's what he said. And जब भगवान के पास जाते हैं, हम भगवान से मांगने नहीं जाते हैं. Yes, he knows what to give, correct. That's why भगवान, that Lord says that, रोज आते हो मांगने के लिए, एक दिन तो मिलने के लिए आया करो. Right? The Lord is saying that, oh, every day you are coming for asking only. The child also comes every day. Papa, I need this. Mommy, I need this. And then, but someday the kids comes and they say, Papa, I love you. Mommy, I love you. You'll be so happy with them, isn't it? Right? Or then, especially all the students, then they say, Mummy, I love you, Mummy. Then the mummy recommends, Baba, beta tera kya chahiye? Right? Right? Yes. We should really understand that once we love Lord, He will really take care of everything. Why do you really worry about it? Yes. That's why. That's the beauty of the Lord. That's the beauty of the Supreme Lord. And that's why we have to really develop an understanding through which connect the Lord. Any questions or comments so far from anyone? We discussed about so many aspects. Any thoughts, comments from anyone? It's all clear. ऊपर से या इधर से या इधर से. Good. So we thought that we'll just spend a couple of minutes. This is a huge, beautiful pastime, but we'll not go in detail. We'll just very quickly summarize and how we celebrate this Swad Utsav or Govardhan Puja also. Because this Govardhan Puja, how all the Brajavasis, they come together to worship the Lord. This Giriraj Govardhan, he's considered the best of the devotees. He's called Haridasa Varya. Hantaya Madrirabala Haridasa Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparasopamada Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganaya Stayorya Pani Asuyavasa Kandara Kandamule. All the gopis, they are glorifying Govardhan. Oh, Govardhan, right? This is how, what is the love means? How do we love Lord? This Govardhan is called Haridasa Varya. Haridas means he is the servant of the Lord. And Varya means he is the best of the servants of the Lord. Because with love he is offering everything to the Lord and his devotees. How? Because somehow or other he is fortunate, Giriraj Govardhan is fortunate to receive the lotus feet of Rama and Krishna, Balaram and Krishna. And Manam Tanoti Sohogo Ganayastayarya. So the Govardhan, he offers nice fragrant water, he gives nice grasses for the cows and calves, there's nice playground for the Gopas to play around. uh, and it gives nice caves, air conditioning caves. In the summer, it becomes cool. In the winter, it becomes really hot. Right? So this is how it is. Right? At each moment, Govardhan is thinking, how can we serve Krishna Balram and his devotees? That's why he's called Haridasa Varya. And all of us know. How many of you know Govardhan pastimes? Govardhan Leela? I think all of you know. Huh? Or at least most of you. Right? So but at least thankfully we have a couple of hands raising, but I don't know what will happen maybe one generation later. They will say, if you ask how many of you know Harry Potter, everybody will raise their hand, but how many of you know Giriraj Govardhan, maybe everybody will down their hand. And yes, once again, yesterday only we were discussing in one of the program that it's so much of responsibility for all of us to understand the glories of our parampara, of our culture, and pass it on to the next generations, right? So you know just to summarize it, right, how one time Krishna came to his father, said, Nanda Baba, I see that you are preparing so many wonderful preparations. What is the reason behind it? And Nanda Baba said to Krishna, oh, today we are performing Indra Puja because Indra is giving so much of rain, and as a matter of gratitude we are offering this bhogas to him. And then Krishna said, oh Baba, our real provider and sustainer and maintainer is Giriraj Govardhan, because he's giving everything to us, so we should worship Giriraj, Govardhan, rather than Indra. And without any skepticism, right, Nanda Maharaj and all the Gopas, they followed Krishna. And they said, okay, is it that okay, we'll take care of this Indra with whatever we prepared, and we'll prepare one more thing for Giriraj. And Krishna said, no, no, Baba, whatever you have prepared for Indra, let's offer everything to Giriraj. So with so much of love, they brought everything, the mountains of chapatis, mountains of sabji, like ponds of dal and milk and curd and rice and so on, they offered in front of Giriraj Govardhan. And just seeing that, right, Giriraj, who is also non-different than Krishna himself. So this Giriraj Govardhan's identity is the best of the servant, and he is also uh, Krishna himself. And then in the form of Krishna, they saw that Giriraj Govardhan, he has transformed into Krishna, and he is really accepting the offerings from all the Brajavasis, right? So much of love they were offering. But at that point of time, one person was not happy. Who was that? Indra. Indra was thinking that, oh, how come just by hearing the words of a small boy, they have really forgotten, who am I, and they have really transformed, changed, their plan. These are really impudent, um, impudent residents of Braj. And who is that small boy who is kind of created all this nuisance? And seeing that, right, Indra really ordered that big clouds, right, go and really attack and annihilate Braj, right? And this all this cloud and everybody, they came forward, and they were just really pouring like anything, like there was not drops of rain but pillars of rain, right? everybody was really crying out, and they were just praying to the Lord. Krishna, Krishna, Mahabhaga, Tvannatham Gokulam Prabho, Tratum Arhasi Devana, Kupita Bhaktavatsala. So a devotee, whenever there is a need, he really approaches the Supreme Lord. At that point of time, yes, because the devotee knows that Krishna rakhe mare ke, Krishna mare rakhe ke. If Krishna wants to kill you, no one can save you. If Krishna wants to save you, no one can kill you. Isn't it? That yes. That if Krishna wants to protect somebody, who can kill them? And if Krishna wants to kill, who can protect them? That yes, we are taking the ultimate shelter of Krishna. And seeing that, Krishna went forward and lifted Govardhan hill with his, just little finger. Who can really understand the strength of the Supreme Lord? But then King Indra, he was thinking that, oh, I am the king of the heaven. How come, they can really escape from my fury? He was sending again and again. Right? This is the nature of pride. This is the nature of the attachment that we have. Right? The more we are attached, this puja, lava, pratishtha, the more we are attached to this name, fame, and prestige. Right? Then the Lord teaches them the lesson that you don't own anything. Everything belongs to me. And if you are so much of attached, I will take away everything for you. And that time, it will be really painful to you. The more you go up, right, the harder you fall. Right? So yes, but at some point of time, right, once we recognize that the supremacy Lord, and we understand our insignificant nature, how we are just insignificant soul, then right, we'll always be surrendered to the Lord. We'll always understand the plan of the Lord. Rather than thinking myself that, oh, I have so much of wealth, I have so much of strength, I have so much of beauty, it's all because of me. No, it's all because Mama Teja Amsa Sambhava. That's why I discussed in the beginning of the session. That Lord Krishna is saying, whatever is great we have, it's all property of the Lord. I'm just a trustee, and trustee of my family, trustee of whatever the devotees, whatever that we have. Right? And seeing that, of course, Lord Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, and all the Brajavasis, they came together. They had wonderful time. They spent 7 days together, because most of the times what is happening, either the Gopas were there with Krishna during the daytime and the Gopis were during the night time. But this is the first time everybody is together for continuous 7 days. They were so happy. And Indra, he could not even make a single leaf fall from the tree. You see the nature, because the Giriraj Govardhan was touched by the Supreme Lord Krishna, and that Govardhan was so ecstatic. Nothing really could really happen to Govardhan. Right? And seeing that, Indra realized later on what kind of a mistake he did, how he was playing with fire, and then he came and asked for the forgiveness from the Lord. And then Lord recognized that, yes, please don't at any point of time, and at any point of time you think that, of course, at any point of time we should not also think that Indra is the culprit, right? Of course, Indra is showing with his mistake that how we should not be pride. Right? So at no point we should underestimate the position of Indra, because it is said Indrari Vyakulam Loke Mradayanti Yuga Yuge, just to take care of the who are envious of Indra, Lord comes to protect them. So yes, Indra is a devotee of the Lord. So we should not underestimate. But these devotees, they associate of the Lord, they perform some pastime so that they can really teach us what not to do also. Right? So yes, this is a very beautiful pastime, how everybody was coming together for the pleasure of their lordships. Thank you very much. So I know we have been discussing so much over the so many weeks, and especially in this month of Damodar, we have been discussing so many wonderful principles. We have been requesting everybody